I do not want to put myself out there. This is for Black women in toxic jobs. And I'm talking about this from different perspectives. So it could be from the perspective of if you're in a toxic job right now, you may not want to put yourself out there in terms of looking for another job. There might be some degree of comfort in terms of what's familiar to you, even though it doesn't feel good. So I know that when I was previously at a toxic job, that was one of the lies I told myself. I would tell myself, well, at least I don't have to put myself out there and look for another job. Even though the job that I was in was making me so unhappy to the point where I was dreading going there every day. So I invite you to think about that. If you're in a situation at a job, a toxic job, and you are saying to yourself, and I would even say, are you lying to yourself, or ask if you're lying to yourself, that at least I don't have to put myself out there. Because as Black women, we've often been taught that we need to be assertive yet humble. We need to be at the top of our game and not let other people run us out of situations or let people know that they're bothering us. So there's a number of reasons that we might feel more comfortable in the environment that we know, even though that environment is not healthy for us anymore. So I've done a video before about, I'd rather stay with the devil I know than the devil I don't know. So I just want to say, I don't want you to know any devils because that's not healthy. So again, I don't want you to know any devils. I don't think it's good for us to know any devils. And all jobs are not toxic, even though it may seem that way. I've done videos about that as well. But in terms of looking at and having some discernment in terms of collecting research, pay attention to the energy or the vibes you get at a job, talk to other people. What are you observing in that situation? So be mindful of that. And my hope is that you're not like me, and in the sense that you are saying to yourself or lying to yourself, I don't want to put myself out there in terms of looking for another job. And or if you are someone, you're a Black woman and you are trying to start your own business. So we know now that, particularly during the pandemic, that Black women, I think they said we're the fastest growing group of people going into, owning our own businesses. So because of the things we've experienced, and I've talked about this over a year in terms of Black women toxic jobs, because we have gone through so many different things, we are like, I'm done. I'm gonna do my own thing. I'd rather just work for myself. So if you are in that situation, I'm going to share something with you too. I'm going to be vulnerable in this space, even though you're like, wait, you're being vulnerable and you're talking to all these people. But yes, I'm being vulnerable in this space. I'm a very private person, and I talk about my healing journey. But there are certain things that I'm still struggling with, and sometimes I don't really talk about that as vocally, right? So one of the things that you may experience if you are starting your own business or you already have your own business, and I'm sharing with you about a struggle that I'm currently having as a business owner. So, as a business owner, it might be difficult to pitch to other people because of these negative connotations or memories that you may have had with people selling things to you. So, you may choose to take the easier way out. You may choose to avoid pitching to people because you don't want to be seen some kind of way. So, my virtual assistant, who is Marissa Price, she is outstanding. I will put her information in the description section. So, she's my virtual assistant, and she did a video recently about self promotion and why that's so difficult for us Black women. And I'm just going to briefly talk about that. So, and if check out that video. So, when you think about self promotion, as Black women, we have been told, don't be too big headed, or don't brag too much, or um, don't be overboard and make people feel uncomfortable. So we've been very mindful in terms of shining our light, but not shining too bright, and being aware of where we are in relation to other people and not big. So all this stuff we've taken in our lives in terms of how we function in our personal lives and our professional lives as well. So when you're a business owner, you need to pitch. And so for me, that has been my biggest struggle as a business owner. I can get on, I can talk about my healing journey, I can interview other Black women, but for me to be able to pitch to other Black women about how I can help you leave a toxic job, I had equated that to me trying to, oh, no, me being perceived by other Black women that I'm trying to get over on them, or I'm trying to do a sales pitch. I'm just trying to do like all these things that I don't like with people. So I'm projecting, right? So I've been projecting in terms of how I think other Black women may perceive me, in terms of what I have to offer, as opposed to thinking about I do have something to offer as a toxic job survivor and a licensed clinical psychologist. I do have things to offer with helping Black women get out of toxic jobs because I have done it myself. And not only have I done it, I've helped other Black women, and I'm doing very well. They're doing very well. I get emails very often from Black women who I've helped, and they're thanking me. Dr. Kimani, thank you so much for helping me. And so I have to look at that and say, wait a minute, I'm not trying to get over on anybody. That is not my intent. And I've never presented that as well. So I have always presented information on YouTube for free. Like anybody who wants to listen to this, any Black woman in a toxic job, and you are starting to think, this is not the place for me, this is harming me, I hope my videos can help you. That's completely free. However, when I start thinking about other ways that I can help Black women on a more personal level and more individualized, right? So I can learn about your experience. I can learn about the dynamics. I can learn about your fears. I can help you walk through that. That part, that part has been difficult for me to talk about. So, I said, I'm going to be more vocal in it. I'm in coaching programs. I've talked about this before. I've been in coaching programs with outstanding Black women, and in those coaching programs, I have learned so many different things, which I have immediately implemented. The sales pitch has always tripped me up. So I'm asking you, Black women, as I'm talking to you, um, does it feel like I'm trying to pitch you something? Because that's not what I'm trying to do. I am really trying to share with you information that I have and how I can help you get out of that toxic job and help you start the healing journey. So when I'm talking about this, when I'm on here, I may not have said it enough. And some of my coaches have said to me, you need to, what is your call to action? What are you saying to Black women to do? How can you help them? Just know that by you not sharing what you can do to help them, Black women are missing out on things. So you have resources to help them. And so I had to have that shift. So if that is you also, where you're having that shift, you're thinking, I don't want to pitch people, I don't want to put myself out there. Think about several things. One, think about what is your true intention, because your intention comes through. People can tell if you're trying to sell them, if you're trying to get over on them, or if you really have something that can help them with a problem that they have. So, again, that paradigm shift, I'm talking to myself too. And also think about when you are thinking about ways that you can support people, and by choosing not to share that, how are you preventing people from getting help? And so my hope is that I'm doing that. So if you are listening to this video right now and you are a Black woman and you are ready to get out of that toxic job, again, there's different levels of how I can help you. If you're at that initial level, you're like, I'm thinking about it, but I'm not quite sure, then continue to watch my videos and self-reflect on what I'm talking about. Now, if you are at the level where you are thinking to yourself, I want to get out of here, I just need some help how to get out. I don't know how to get out of here, or I'm stuck with through the fear. I'm stuck the fear of finances. I'm stuck with the fear of what are people going to say? Or what do I tell other people? Or how am I going to find another job? Or what am I going to, like all those different fears. You notice how I started talking faster? Because that's how the fears sound like in your head. It sounds like that noise in your head. And so it clouds your ability to have that clarity. So if you need that clarity, and if you need somebody to walk with you in terms of, okay, let's do this, and this, then check me out. Okay. So click in the description section. I have my link to get on my calendar. We can have a discovery call. In the discovery call, we're just going to talk about what's happening at your job. What are the reasons that you want to leave? What is your timeline? And we can come up with a plan. So once you leave from that consultation with me, not the discovery call, the discovery call is to tell me that information. And then you and I will decide together if we are a good fit to work together. And if we are a good fit to work together, we will work together. And by the time we're done, you will have your exit plan. You will have it in place. That only thing for you to do is to follow through with it. So, again, I have different offerings for you. As I said before, videos, that's one. That's if you're again, you're just starting to reflect on how I'm feeling. Do I want to get out? I think I want to get out. Okay. Then I have another level. If you are a Black woman, you're thinking, I think I want to get out, but I'm so beat down by this job. I don't know what to do. I'm lost. I don't know where to even start. Then I have the Welcome to Your Queendom digital fillable workbook. And I'm so happy to share that Black women have reached out to me and have told me how helpful it is for them. Now, it's easier for me to self promote or talk about these things when other Black women have validated for me the value in terms of how I have helped them, because that is my mission, is to help as many Black women as I can. So the Welcome to Your Queendom digital fillable workbook, that's a workbook I developed for myself when I was at that toxic job and I was trying to figure out what to do, how to get out of there. So that was the initial roadmap that I developed for myself. And now it's a digital fillable workbook. Okay. So again, I'll put that information description section as well. And then if you are a Black woman where you're thinking, okay, I want to get out of here. I want to make fast moves. I don't know what to do, but I want to make fast moves. Then I have master classes. So the master classes, I had one already, and that was with S. Emery Archer, the anti-HR lady. And we were talking about how to get ready to leave that toxic job. So how to get ready and what to do. I talked about the psychological, the mental part. And then she talked about the HR and the legal part. So like in terms of how to communicate with HR, how to empower yourself, actual templates of what you can use in terms of documentation, severance. So a lot of different things we talked about. So if you want the replay, then that's available for you too. Upcoming, I have another masterclass coming up soon, and you will be notified about that. And that masterclass is going to be in collaboration with another Black woman who is a Black woman financial psychologist. And she actually helped me as I was pivoting out of that toxic job, how to get my money straight so that I will be able to leave and to think about what are the ways I can replace my income. So you have an option to be a part of that masterclass as well. And again, I will share information when we start opening up the doors for that. So that was tremendously helpful for me because one of my biggest fears of leaving that toxic job was how am I going to make money and what will be my replacement income? So for me, just to share briefly, it was I was able to think about, okay, so what are the skills that I have at this point that I might be using at that job that I can use someplace else and help me develop an income, a replacement income. And so for me, I'm a psychologist, so I was able to pivot to private practice therapy. And this was at the height of the pandemic. And so I was able to pivot in terms of telehealth therapy, and that's helped me pivot. So again, the invitation is for you to think about what are the skills that you currently have at that job, that toxic job, that you can start doing somewhere else or in a different capacity so you can start that replacement income. So in that masterclass, we'll talk about your timeline of leaving and what is your financial plan based upon that. So if you want to know when that masterclass is coming, then you can subscribe to my newsletter, which is completely free. It's a weekly newsletter, no, just once a week, a newsletter that's completely free. And you will be notified about not only videos that I have, but also different offerings such as the masterclass. Now, if you are at the point where you're like, all this sounds good, Dr. Kimani, but I want to get out now. I can't wait for the master class. I want more individualized attention. Then book the discovery call. The discovery call, again, you and I will be talking, and we'll be talking about your job, what's going on at your job, what is your timeline, and see what's the connection between us. Do we look like we'll work well together? And if so, then we will follow up in terms of working together. Okay. So if you would like that option, you are that Black woman, you are ready to go, you don't know what to do, and you want to go now or soon. You want to go soon, and it's hard to wait for the master classes, or you might need more personalized attention from me. Then again, click the link and we can schedule a discovery call. So circling back to how I started, you may be in a situation where you say to yourself, I don't want to put myself out there. If that is you, I invite you to self reflect. Where is that coming from? Were you taught that at certain points in your life when you were growing up, or in the environment that you work in? That's a whole nother thing in terms of as Black women. We're often told, like we're brought in terms of we have these skills, but we are often sent the message that we can't shine too bright. So if you are having that situation, and in fact, there was some research that I saw on LinkedIn and talked about as Black people that we are often penalized for talking about our accomplishments, our credentials, in the workplace, even though we have to have those things to get the job. So we are penalized many times for doing things that some business coaches or people tell you to do in the workplace. You need to stand out, you need to talk about your accomplishments. Other ethnic groups are praised for that, but Black people, we are penalized for that. So that might be part of your programming that it might be hard to work against. So knowing that putting yourself out there is a benefit to you, and it might be a benefit to other people. So just as I am in this space right now, and I'm being vulnerable right now, and I'm working through my fear, my fears of pitching, which I have tried, oh my, I've avoided this so long. And what I've generally done before was, check the description section. I have resources for you, and that will still be there. But I've had the hardest time saying, book a discovery call with me. It's not that hard, but again, I don't want Black women to see me in a certain way. And I was projecting how I think Black women are seeing me. Not one Black woman has said that they see me in that way. That was all in my mind. So it might be in your mind too. So again, resources are available to you. I talked about the different tiers. I call them the tiers of liberation. Okay. So there's different tiers of liberation in terms of leaving that toxic job. I want to support you in whatever way I can. Again, YouTube videos, my newsletter, the Welcome to Your Queendom Digital Fillable Workbook. And if you need something more, the master classes, the masterclass replays, and or booking a discovery call. So again, click the link in the description section so that you can schedule a discovery call and we can talk. Okay. So also I'm asking you to please give this video a thumbs up. It lets YouTube know to suggest this video to other Black women. And I'm also asking you to please share this video with at least one other Black woman, because again, my mission is to help as many Black women as I can to leave and heal from toxic jobs, because we all know that a toxic job is a beatdown. It does not feel good. It does not feel good to wake up and dread waking up. It does not feel good to dread driving to work. It doesn't feel good after work. You still processing all the garbage and ridiculous stuff that happened at the job. It's not good for us. It's not good for us in terms of the quality of our lives because now the job is coming over in terms of our personal life and it's not good. Okay. So if that's you, again, I have resources for you. And if you're ready to go, if you're ready to go and you're stuck or you might need additional support, then let's get on a discovery call. Okay. So I will see you later. Okay. Take care. Bye bye.